When a police officer dies, there's always a frenzy to find out who was responsible. Those in the service take it personally. Rumours are rife at Sunhill over the death of a young PC. The media are swarming around the station, desperate for any information who killed the young, beautiful PC Kerry Young. So many theories, so much speculation. They think they all know about Kerry Young, a lovely-looking girl and a good police officer. Well, I can tell you a story from when she first arrived at Sunhill. She liked a good time, but you know what? She had one flaw. That was her taste in men.
So what do you do?
Actually, I'm starting a new job.
Don't tell me, you're in PR or you're a model?
Hairdresser.
Really? Do you do highlights? Because I've always wanted some of them.
Yeah, you could do with a bit of attention. What about you?
Pardon?
Where do you work?
I'm a pilot. Executive jets.
Really?
A lot of people had designs in her, but you'll never guess who was first in line.
This is Kerry, and Kerry, this is a work colleague of mine. This is Cass.
Oh, wow, you do the same thing as Nick. You've got an amazing job. Must be fantastic. Yeah.
And she gets to work with me.
Lucky girl.
Right. So your place or mine?
Why wait?
What a big impression she made on her first day at Sunhill.
Right, everyone, this is PC Kerry Young, who's been mad enough to join us. I hope you give her a warm welcome.
Hey!
I bet Nick Klein would have died the next day. He'd never been so embarrassed. But Kerry made a joke of it.
And there I was going to ask you if you'd cut my hair.
Oh, it's a good job I didn't let you fly me anywhere.
So tell me, you still going to speak to me now you know I'm a copper?
Well, it depends if you will now you know I'm a copper.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we discuss this over a drink after work?
I can't.
Tomorrow night?
I mean, I can't ever.
Why not? We had a good time, didn't we?
I've got a boyfriend.
As for Nick, what a loser he turned out to be. Pill-pushing plod. Kerry helped save Nick's life when he was a mainlining junkie and trying to be a copper at the same time.
Where's the ambulance? CR Scribbin 355, bring an update on the ambulance to Priory Road, over. Alright, give me recovery. 1, 2, 3.
Cam.
Nick didn't deserve a support concern, but Kerry was a caring officer and an asset to the police service.
Railway Arches, Kellett Street car park. Hey, come here! I'm arresting you for theft. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you've later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
She was looking for love and someone to give her heart to.
Luke?
Yeah?
No.
What?
No, it's a bad idea.
No, go on.
Well, I just wondered if you were free after work. You know, whether you fancied a drink or even a movie or something. It was a bad idea.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just that since I came back, I've found it hard enough to get my head around the job, let alone anything else.
Yeah.
Turning down Kerry was the only good decision Luke ever made. It's a pity he changed his mind.
Look, I know this isn't probably the best time, Kerry, but about the other day when you asked me out, what I wanted to say was, could I change my mind?
Excuse me?
It was just being a pain. I don't know why I said no. Well, I was going to ask you a bit later, but seeing you here on your own, I just thought maybe I
Yes.
could... You will? What, come out on a date with me?
Why not?
Tonight, then? 7:30?
Fine.
Kerry thought she found the perfect man. They were happy. They were Sunhill's young dream team. It looked like it was all coming together for Kerry. She had a good career, her own place, and now a man to share it with.
I want to ask you something, but think before you answer, okay?
Yeah, okay.
If I find us somewhere to live, do you want to move in together?
Kerry,
Because guess what? I found somewhere. Harriet Road. It's perfect, Luke. It's walking distance to work, it's got a shared garden, and it's within the budget.
What budget?
Our budget, what we can afford.
Well, why didn't you sort this out?
Well, say yes. You know you want to.
Kerry wanted commitment. Luke still wanted his freedom. Classic dilemma of young love.
Luke, these are gorgeous. They must have cost you a fortune.
Well, you're worth it.
Thanks. So, what's it all in aid of?
I love you, Kerry.
Oh, Luke.
And there's something I want to ask you.
Go on.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I hope you feel the same.
Yeah.
Just be you and me. You know, always be there for each other. Grow old together. And when we can afford it, we'll have a couple of kids. Might be a bit of a struggle to scrape enough cash together to get a place of our own. Something nice, yeah. Other couples manage it, but I don't see why we can't. So, will you marry me?
And they couldn't wait to show everyone how happy they were.
We just wanted to thank you all for coming and helping us celebrate our engagement.
And I wanted to say thank you to you, Kerry, for agreeing to be my wife.
Deep down, you began to have doubts about your fiancé.
Great! Oh, we're really pleased you could make it.
Yeah, I cancelled the other thing.
Well, it wouldn't have been right without you here, would it, Luke?
No, I suppose not.
I was just looking for
This
the...
way.
Maybe I should ask Luke along, see if my suspicions are right.
What?
Oh, as if you haven't noticed. He is a closet case. Even at school I could see it. He always was. Mark my words.
Then the call started.
He seems to know a lot about where I live. Are you a neighbour? OK, a joke's a joke. You're going to have to help me out here. I'm no good at riddles. Well, you obviously know us. In some detail. Yeah, I am a copper, and no, I can't work it out. He knows us, me and Luke. He's mentioned things about the flat.
Like the pattern on the tiles in the fireplace.
We haven't really had anyone round. He mentioned something about there only being one wet towel in the bathroom. Luke came in early this morning to the gym. He had a shower here. It's impossible, but it's as if he's calling from inside the flat.
You should have listened to the calls, Kerry. You thought it was just some crank, but then it got really personal.
Luke? Aren't you bored of this by now? Yeah, I'm very happy, thank you, and practically married, so whatever it is you're after, you can forget it. No, I'm not wearing my engagement ring today.
It all started to make sense the day when you visited Sergeant Gilmer's boyfriend, Carl, in hospital.
Are you two doing it?
We wanted to be as friends.
Of mine?
Of Craig's.
Yeah, that's right. Craig and Luke are best of mates. Aren't you, Luke? You don't recognise my voice, do you, love?
Wait.
There's only one wet towel in the bathroom. I was trying to do you a favour.
What were you on about?
Well, have you ever wondered about our two boyfriends, how they can't keep their eyes off each other? So you should do yourself a favour, chuck the ring, and him along with it.
You knew Luke was holding something back. That little voice just wouldn't go away. And after Carl's outburst, you plucked up the courage and confronted Luke.
Glad we found your ring.
Was that a question or a statement? Should I be glad?
Yeah, of course. We could press charges.
Yeah. We could charge him with seeing what the dumb blonde girlfriend's been missing all along.
Oh, Kerry, ignore what he said.
How can I?
Because he's got a screw loose.
Well, there must be some truth in it. He broke into our home on the strength of it.
Kerry, he is not well.
People have affairs, Luke. Not always with the opposite sex.
You're the one that's always chatting to him.
Yeah, and you're always the one saying don't. Craig's a friend of mine. What's your excuse?
Do you think I'm having an affair? With the Sarge?
Well, something's gone on between you. It would certainly explain a lot.
Kerry, I think we should go.
Luke, will you tell me, am I living with... Have I just got myself engaged to a gay man?
Poor Luke. Poor, pathetic Luke. Didn't know who or what he was. But Kerry was so in love she couldn't see what the truth was and didn't want anything to spoil her dreams.
What do you think?
Oh, Kerr, you look gorgeous.
Kerry looked so beautiful on her big day. Everything was going well for Kerry.
It is actually really different being married, you know. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like... Oh, it sounds totally naff.
No, go on.
Well, it's like being safe. I feel like I can be brave because he's with me even when he isn't. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it is. It's the best.
But you never know what's going to happen next when you're a copper. That's what makes the job so appealing.
Day and night. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling us, Mrs. Constance. I'll deal with it.
That's when you first met P.C. Cameron Tate.
Yeah.
P.C. Ashton, Sun Hill. Can I come in?
Sure. You must be the welcome party.
Not quite.
Sorry about the mess. Please, have a seat. So, how can I help?
We've had reports that you've been exposing yourself out of your window.
No way.
One of your neighbours has made a serious allegation against you. Now, why haven't you got any curtains?
I only moved in, say, 2 days ago. I haven't had a chance to get myself sorted out.
Okay. Well, it doesn't take much to put a blanket up.
I'm not that organised. Can you see in here from the street?
Everything?
Wow.
Precisely. So you didn't realise? Okay. Well, we'll leave it there. But, put a sheet or something up, yeah? There's a lady over there who can't take the pace.
Not a problem. I'll get curtains, lots of curtains, thick curtains, ceiling to floor. But a favour. Can you keep this quiet?
I'll have to write it up.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that. Problem is, we're going to be stablemates.
I'm sorry?
Well, I'm actually a copper myself. I've just shipped out here from Oz. Done my Hendon retraining. I start at Sun Hill tomorrow.
Australian hunk. All the man that Luke wasn't. But your priorities were elsewhere.
Champagne?
It's for us. I'm only going to have a bit, though.
Why?
I was going to tell you later. I can't wait.
What?
Can't you guess? We're going to have a baby. We're going to be a family.
Kerry's world was complete. She had the man, a baby on the way, and the future looked rosy. She had everything she always dreamed of.
Oh, gorgeous! Oh, look at his feet.
Couldn't resist.
You shouldn't have.
What have I got for you? Morning sickness. Right. Afternoon craving. Sorry, these are already open.
Sierra Oscar to all units. Is anyone available to check Harvey Wallace Comp for our 2 missing girls wanted for criminal damage, possibly arson? Yum.
But those sweets were soon going to taste very bitter. Kerry was so in love and consumed with the baby that was growing inside her that she put all the doubts about her husband to the back of her mind. Luke wasn't being truthful. And even Sergeant Gilmore tried to warn Kerry.
Okay, this has been going on for too long. Even your ex-boyfriend had a thing about Luke's sexuality. What, is this something that's happened that I don't know about?
No.
Well, then why would you say he was gay?
It's just what I assumed from when I first met Luke. And Carl agreed. He thought the same about him at school. This guy Joe has been following him around all night. And they look close. Too close.
You're not telling me the whole truth.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. But you know what? I'm going to ask my husband what's going on. I've been looking for you.
Why?
Are you having an affair with a man?
Beg your pardon?
It's a simple question.
Yeah, and it's a simple answer yet again, no.
OK. Was some guy called Joe all over you outside the station?
Kerry, he was a witness in a case.
Just answer the question, Luke.
He came on to me. I wasn't going to tell you.
Because you fancy him?
Oh, I've had enough of this. Snide insinuations. What is it that makes everyone think I'm some sort of queer, eh? I am your husband. I'm a police officer. And I'm going to be a dad. Isn't that enough proof for you?
I'm sorry.
Kerry, don't be sorry. Just get all this crap out your head.
Poor little Kerry. Your happiness was about to be blown apart.
You have to tell Kerry.
Are you still in love with me? Is that why you want me to come out to Kerry?
You're a liar. And I'm a liar.
I wish I'd been there to tell you the truth. You're all alone and confused, and the doubts were getting stronger and stronger. You couldn't sleep. You couldn't think straight. But now you're determined to find out the truth about your husband.
P.C. Ashton.
Is this about Sandra and P.C. Bradford? Has something happened?
No. I'm Luke's wife. He neglected to mention that to you earlier.
Oh, right.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. He's told me about you.
Why? Why would he need to discuss with a witness whether or not he was married?
Because I was interested in him.
And was he interested in you?
I thought he was. But then he told me he was married, so...
But by the look of things today, that hasn't put you off.
And today was a chance meeting. Don't worry, nothing's ever happened.
Because of me, or... because my husband isn't actually gay?
Can't answer that. You'd have to ask Luke.
I want you to tell me.
Look, I can't get involved.
I'm not going until I get some answers.
Right. When I first met Luke, I thought he was gay, and I gave him my telephone number. He didn't call. Then when I saw him again, I knew there was something there. If he's using you and the baby as an excuse, I feel sorry for you.
So many people lied. So many people covered up. Even Inspector Gold and Sergeant Gilmore kept Luke's secret from you. People that you looked up to and respected.
Why did you make me lie?
They're married. She's pregnant.
I reckon you just crossed the line. I'm glad I won't be around to see this blowing up in Kerry's face.
If only you'd known what happened on Luke's stag night, you would never have married him. And you could have avoided all that heartache and pain.
Well, 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 well.
Gina, why don't you wait downstairs?
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I told you to have a drink with him, not sleep with him. And what about you? You got any idea what this is going to do to Kerry? I have just left her in bits because the venue for your reception has fallen through, and she was going to come round here and tell you herself. Wouldn't that have been a marvellous start to her wedding day?
Look, I never meant to hurt her. I never meant any of this to happen.
Oh, please, spare me your self-pity.
Now, Kerry, your doubts are real. You are married and having a baby by a man who's gay and living a lie. He was cheating on you, Kerry. You've been lied to and deceived by your husband, close friends and colleagues. You had no one to turn to. You were desperate and saw there was only one solution.
Hello. Yeah, my name's Kerry Ashton. I'm pregnant. Nearly 3 months. I want to find out about having a termination.
Kerry, I do love you. I just want us to have this baby together.
You're gay! Do you know what Joking Cake said to me? He said he felt sorry for me. How do you think that made me feel?
All right. I'll tell you the truth.
Did you sleep with Craig? If you lie, I will never forgive you. No!
Confused and isolated. You shouldn't have listened to Luke. You lived with the lies, but he persuaded you to keep the baby. You thought you could salvage something from the mess of your marriage. But you couldn't have foreseen what would happen next.
Kerry, I'm so sorry.
We got more chances. We still got each other.
Don't.
Kerry, we can still make this work.
Luke.
We won't talk about it now, you're upset.
Luke, this can never work.
Losing your baby was horrible, Kerry. But something good came out of it. It gave you the chance to be free of Luke and his lies.
Admit you used me.
Please.
Admit it. I was never your wife. I was just your cover story.
You were never a cover story, Kerry.
Whatever, Luke. It doesn't matter now. The game's up. I want a divorce.
There was nothing to keep you together. You'd lost your baby and your marriage, but you weren't prepared to give up your career. You were so angry, and the only way you could fight back was to be a single woman again.
There's some new forms in the FME room.
Forms?
Yeah. I think we should be using them. Come on, I'll show you.
You just keep your hands and your eyes off of her and we'll get along just fine.
You've got the wrong end of the stick there.
Leave her alone.
It's not me. It's her.
You were still hurting, weren't you, Kerry? But Luke's lies were still dragging you down. Now it was time for the truth.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry to break it up.
What's this, another speech?
Just while we're in this whole, wedding thing, I just wanted to clear something up. Some of you seem to have the idea that Luke and I split up because I had a miscarriage. Actually, that's not true. The reason Luke and I split up is because my husband is gay. He's homosexual. It means he fancies blokes, not girls. It's kind of a shame he didn't tell me that before we got married. You know, it's kind of a shame he didn't tell me at all, actually, because I had to find out from one of his little gay friends. But...
No one could have been left in any doubt after that speech. But Luke still thought he owned you and could influence your life.
What the hell is going on?
He still thinks you're pining after him.
You're right.
Kerry?
Luke, it's no loss, okay? My between-the-sheets experiences with you weren't exactly anything to write home about. Actually, it's been nice to have the chance to be with a real man for a change.
What are you talking about?
Come on, Luke, you're a copper. You can work it out. I'm over you. I've had sex with him. And it was great.
After all he'd done to you, he always was, and always will be, a coward.
Kerry. Future's here. Trust me. It'd be best for both of us. Take care.
At last, Luke was out of your life for good. You needed someone like me to look after you and help you forget the hurt you'd suffered. But you didn't come to me. Instead, you turned to Smithy. Why him?
What are you doing?
This is what you're after, isn't it?
You what?
I'm giving you what you're after. Sex without any strings. Let's get on with it.
You're behaving like a slag.
Oh, I love it. You're prepared to treat me like a slag, but you don't want me to behave like one. Tell me to stop.
You're making a fool of yourself.
Do you want me to stop? I will if you tell me to.
I've told you.
Come on, Sarge.
I didn't like that, Kerry. That wasn't the real you. You're not cheap. You're not a tart. But going with Smithy didn't make you feel any better, did it?
Smithy, this wasn't a date, you know. Like, what happened between us was just a bit of fun. I thought you realised that.
Well, of course I did. What's it take me for?
You did right to push Smithy away. Now I knew there was a chance for us. You tried to put your personal life in order and concentrate on being a good copper. You risked your life to save that girl.
They locked her in the bin and they threw her in the water. Who's locked in the bin, Carly? Please, hurry up.
Carly, who did this? Who locked Beck in the bin? Kerry! Stay there. Sierra Oscar from 298. Assistance required. We've got a girl trapped in a wheelie bin underwater. Kerry! Kerry!
Didn't stop to think about the dangers, did you? That's your problem, Kerry. Too impulsive. That's why you couldn't keep your hands off Cameron.
I thought you'd never ask, PC Young.
Please, lift up.
Oh. Yeah. Your turn.
Don't, Cameron.
Done what?
You're drunk, okay? You wouldn't be doing this if you weren't.
Doing what?
Flirting with me.
Okay, so I'm drunk. What's your excuse?
Oh,
Kerry, sit down. Sit down. There's something I want to tell you. I have wanted you from the moment I saw you.
That is such a crap lie.
It's not a crap lie, that's the truth.
And you were butt naked in your window.
Butt naked and completely sober.
But one night wasn't enough for you, was it, Kerry? You wanted more.
I feel like I took advantage of you.
Well, believe me, you didn't. I'll see you later.
All right. Is there something going on with you two?
I got myself into a bit of a mess yesterday, Sarge.
Yeah, I forgot.
Kerry helped me out.
I bet she did. There's nothing they like more than to catch us with our defences down. It makes us easy targets. As long as she didn't take advantage.
Well, thanks for your concern, Sarge, but she didn't. And she wouldn't.
No? You obviously don't know Kerry that well.
Oh, Kerry, what were you thinking of? People were beginning to talk about you, and what they were saying wasn't very nice.
Inspector Gold told me not to tell you to get a move on.
She told you to come into the men's showers.
I was worried about you.
You know, they say your whole life flashes before your eyes when you think you're going to die.
Anything memorable?
A couple of good points.
How good.
Why don't you refresh my memory?
I got a bit dirty in that lock-up myself.
You're making a big mistake with Cameron and Smithy. And you weren't seeing me, were you?
I'm gonna take Kerry away for the weekend. 5-star hotel, sauna, jacuzzi, the works.
How romantic.
I reckon she could be the one.
She slept with half the station. Said Luke, Nick, me, you, the list as long as you're on, mate.
Take that back.
Hey.
Take it back.
What's going on?
You just threw yourself back at Smithy. You shouldn't have done that.
You've got no right to judge me. How dare you? Whatever happened between us?
It was virtually a one-night stand, and then he moved on to some other poor muppet. Look, I was just letting Cameron know exactly what he was letting himself in for.
I'm happy with Cameron.
Temper.
Why didn't you see me, Kerry? It's like I didn't exist. You were screwing up your whole life again. And I wasn't going to let that happen. Smithy didn't care about you. I did. I had to stop it going any further. You all right?
Not really.
Was it about Smithy?
That night when I left the pub with Smithy, I said to him, I'm with Cameron now. That's the end of anything between us. I kissed him. I did, but that was meant to be like goodbye, finished. I said that I remember saying we shouldn't.
But you changed your mind.
Well, that's it. That's just the thing. I don't think I did. I don't remember agreeing to get into a taxi with him. I don't remember agreeing to go back to his. I don't remember going into his bedroom. I don't remember taking my clothes off. I do not remember.
So what you're saying is he was so trash you can't remember saying yes? You can't remember consenting? You know what you're describing, don't you? Date rape. You started to listen to me, Kerry. You knew I was telling you the truth. At last you confided in me and realised I could be good for you. You being raped is hardly gossip material. Have you decided what you're going to do?
No. My head's in a complete mess.
Well, maybe I can help. You and me are going for a drink after work, okay?
Okay. Yeah, but this is all my fault.
Don't be ridiculous. You're not responsible for what that monster did to you. Smithy's to blame.
How can I ever tell Cameron? He wouldn't even believe me. It'd destroy him.
It would destroy any man.
You can't do it.
Then don't. I care for you. I look after you. You didn't appreciate the time and effort I was putting into your life so that we could be together. Have you decided what you're going to do about Smithy?
Yeah. I'm going to let it drop.
All right. Are you sure that's for the best?
Yeah, I am. I just want to let it all go. You know, guilty or innocent, I don't think I can go through with this whole procedure.
I'd be there for you.
Why are you doing this?
I just want to make sure you're happy, that's all.
Well, you're going to have to let me suffer in silence. I just want to move on and I want to clear everything up with Cameron.
Well, you've got to do what you've got to do, I suppose.
Yeah. But look, thanks for being such a good mate, though. See ya.
After all I had done to protect you, you rejected my advice. Your mind wasn't on the job, though, was it? And you really messed up big time with that bank manager.
If you told me that you'd been raped, I would believe you. But what gets me is that you went home with him of your own free will.
I can't hold
Am I right or am I wrong?
Kerry. I can't hold my arms up.
Well, that says it all, really.
God.
Goodbye.
Cameron, wait, Cameron.
I can't do it.
I could have just turned away and had nothing to do with you. But when I stopped being angry, I know I still cared for you and wanted you to be mine. I was your guardian angel, watching over you all the time.
Kerry! Kerry! Can you hear me? Kerry, it's Gabriel. Can you speak to me? Get a paramedic. Now! Get a paramedic now! Go on!
You had to listen to me then, though, didn't you, Kerry? Couldn't you see how I was protecting us? I didn't want you to lose your job. It would have stopped us being together.
One little mistake, but a man died. It was all caught on CCTV. You could have lost your job. Everything. But I found the tape. And I was the one who went and took it. No one even knows it exists. You owe me, Kerry.
But I hadn't got through to you properly, had I? I knew we had a future together, but you kept putting obstacles in our way.
Look, I know you've had a bad year. And I know you need someone to lean on when times get tough. And I would like for that someone to be me. And I'm hoping this will do until I get to a jeweler. Will you marry me?
I had to stop you marrying Cameron. You're about to throw your life away again on another no-hoper. You gave me no choice. I just thought we had something really special going on, that's all.
No way. You thought there was more to this than friendship.
Come on, Kerry. I was getting more than friendship signals.
No, I just needed some comfort, some reassurance.
Oh, really? Is that right?
If you're talking about the kids, if that's what you mean, you made that happen. I didn't want that to happen.
Is that what you said when you had sex with Smithy?
This is wrong. I should never have.
You lead people on, don't you? And then you deny that anything happened. Well, you're not doing that with me.
Gabriel,
you wind me up. Do you really wind me up?
Gabriel, get out!
You came on to me.
No!
Yes, you did! You came on to me! I had to find out what sort of woman you really were. But what did you do? You just went running to Cameron instead of turning to me. She invited me back, Cameron.
That entitles you to rape her?
I didn't. I don't know, maybe it was the wine or something, or maybe she got cold feet about you two. But she was all over me all night like a rash.
I don't believe you.
It's true. Ask her. She's spinning you, mate. She laid it on a plate for me. Think about it, Cameron, think about it. It's not the first time she's cried away.
This has got nothing to do with her and Smithy.
It has got everything to do with it. She goes looking for it. Enjoys it rough, and then she lies. You're the victim here, Cameron. Not Kerry. She got what she wanted. I knew what Cameron would do. He didn't need much persuasion to come after me again. I knew he was ready to break.
Why don't you take your twisted little mind and get the hell out of here?
You've got what you wanted, just leave us alone.
The thing about Kerry, she didn't really struggle enough.
You can't stop, can you? It's all you've got in your sad little life.
Go on, take a swing.
Leave it, Cameron, he's not worth it.
Thing is, I prefer it when I put up a bit of a fight, you know what I mean? No!
Cameron!
She was loving it, mate. No! She couldn't get enough. No!
Come on, Skipper, you can do better.
I realise it will cost me my job. But to be honest, I pretty much realised that last night. Which is why I've booked myself a flight home to Sydney.
My plane leaves tonight. I'd like to be on it.
He walked out of your life just like the others. I did the right thing getting rid of him.
You could stay.
No.
Just a couple more weeks.
I can't.
Why not?
Because being around you hurts too much. Look after yourself, okay?
With Cameron on a plane to Australia, that just left you and me, Kerry. We've got your attention.
So when did you decide that you wanted to rape me?
That wasn't the plan. I was prepared to play it by the book, but you used me.
I'm sorry.
Whose shoulder did you cry on when you did the dirty on Cameron? Me. Who did you come running to when that sad little life of yours was falling to pieces? Me.
If my life's falling to pieces, it's your fault.
Oh, yeah. Did I force you to sleep with Nick Klein and Smithy? Did I suggest you marry a queer? Did I pressurise you into having an abortion? Your life was a disaster before I ever walked into Sunhill Police Station.
One of the things I like best about you, Kerry, is your spirit. You didn't run away and feel sorry for yourself. You knew you needed me. And I was waiting for you.
Admit it. You fancied it and so did I. You can feel it. There's a charge between us. We're two of a kind, Kerry.
Your screwed up, pathetic dreams. I throw up at the thought of it. You disgust me.
But you'll be back for more.
No. There are reasons why some people are on their own, Gabriel. You are a sad, twisted little man.
You said some very hurtful things to me. But you didn't mean them. You were confused.
Thing is, though, Gabriel, you can only push someone so far and then you can't hurt them anymore. So here it is, on the line, bottom dollar. You come near me again, ever, and I will kill you.
You kept away from me after that. Were you trying to avoid me? I was never far away from you. But what were you up to?
Guilt getting to you, is it?
You stop this. I'm still your sergeant.
Oh, our relationship's a little bit more complicated than that, wouldn't you say?
What was that about?
Nothing at all.
June is Gabriel's mum.
What?
Gabriel is my real son's name. That man is called David. David Kent.
I've got him.
That was very clever, Kerry. I wasn't expecting that.
I know what you are and I know who you are.
Yeah.
You're not going to get away with it this time.
I'm getting tired of your empty threats, Kerry.
Oh, this one's far from empty, David Kent.
You thought you could get your own back on me, didn't you? What were you thinking of, Kerry? Everyone was looking for you, but I tracked you down.
What are you doing here?
I might ask you the same thing.
I don't have to tell you anything.
Fighting talk, eh?
Don't bother, Gabriel. Doesn't work anymore. You're finished. We both know it.
Do you really think anyone's going to believe a single word you say?
I'm sure they will. After all, it's true, isn't it? You better start packing your prison bags.
I'm not going anywhere. My place is here, breathing down your neck.
Not again, Kerry. In a crisis, you ran back to Smithy. Don't you remember what he did to you?
I know what's important. Well, to me, anyway. You are. I love you.
You didn't give me any choice, Kerry. How could you betray your guardian angel?
I'm coming into the station, Mom. There's some very interesting things I think you need to know.
I've heard from you.
And?
She's coming in.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I know.
Smithy, I love you.
I warned you, Kerry. I warned you not to try and hurt me. You brought this on yourself. If only you had loved me and not the others.
I know the truth about you and PC Young. Why didn't you tell us you'd been sleeping with her?
What?
That you and Kerry had a sexual relationship.
I think you've made a mistake.
When Kerry died, she was carrying your son.
I'll never forgive you for destroying something that was mine. Gabriel Kent is alive, but now you're the dead Queen of Hearts. So many theories, so much speculation. They thought they knew all about Kerry Young. A lovely-looking girl and a good police officer. Well, I've told you her story. She liked a good time. But you know what? She had one flaw. Her choice of men.